Hey everybody, welcome back. So today will be a bit of a shorter stream. Let me turn down the music for you, my bad. Yeah, so today's gonna be a bit of a shorter live stream. We're just gonna be observing the artwork of Takahiro Kagami. I'm actually not too familiar with his body of work. It's just, I was introduced to his artwork through Yu-Gi-Oh! Any good-looking Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode he's responsible for, basically. So I have some artwork from him, looks like stuff that's way older, and we're gonna kind of just go through them, and it doesn't really look like a lot of personality shows through in his artwork until like his later years, so he's exceptionally good at drawing hands, which is something that Yo, what's going on, Mad Monkey? Yo, yeah, so he's exceptionally good at hands, which is something that, if there's anything that we're gonna walk away from, is gonna be, how he draws hands on his characters, so. But first we're just gonna go through, and again, there's actually a Facebook group, like an unofficial Facebook fan page of his. And I'll actually pull that up and drop that into the chat right now. Oh, the Yu-Gi-Oh piece is hella good. Yeah, oh man, yeah, dude, you know, we're working on that we worked on that piece so hard here on stream, just every day for like what, almost 4 weeks, literally every day. That's all we did. I'm so happy with how it came out. I appreciate that, man. Yeah. We were talking about it before, and I said I think this is gonna outsell my my Dragon Ball piece when I take those prints to conventions. I don't want to use any of my multi-liners because I don't want to burn through them in the sketchbook. That's why I like to use my brushes. Yeah, I'm really happy with how it came out, and I'm glad it's being really well received right now. Because today's the first day that I've like shared it on main social media. Up until today, I've only kind of just shared it on like the Discord and like my Facebook page. So like I've only shared it on places that I have had like, I'll say like long-term followers. Like they got first dibs on the pre-orders and stuff. But today I dropped the actual drawing onto Instagram and Twitter, and I'm about to shoot a TikTok tonight. I know. I'm gonna shoot a TikTok / reel. I'm gonna shoot a disgusting vertical video because I hate vertical videos, and we'll have that up on TikTok and see what kind of traction that can gain. Yeah, I hope I can get the physical prints in hand in time for Fanime next weekend. I placed the order for my large 24 by 36 prints. I placed those on Monday, so hopefully they'll get in on time. If not, it's not a big deal. It's only a couple $1,000. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. People already bugging me. What are you gonna do next? I'm like, hey, can we like look at this one before we talk about the next one? I promised my wife I won't do another one for a while because I basically vanished for like a whole month. I didn't see my family for like a month because I was just in here working the whole time. So with this artist, um, so when I started drawing, it was Yu-Gi-Oh! Like that's what got me to start drawing. Um, and my use of line weight comes from because like Yu-Gi-Oh has like a lot of excessive line weight and spot blacks. God damn it. You've been asleep this whole time. Now that I start streaming, you want some attention. You want to go outside. Yep. Jay, what's going on? All right, so we're talking about this artist here. No, I've thought about having a camera for the dog, but she moves around too much. I could place the camera on the floor, but like she's too active. It's because she's a puppy. She's only 10 months old, so she just has all this energy. She doesn't like being in the office all day. And by all day, like she doesn't like being in the office in general anymore. I think she spent too much of her like puppy months in here because you know I'd have to be here in here working while my wife was like recovering in the other room, right? And anyway, they always have this thing where they'll be quiet and sleep until I start streaming. And once I start streaming, I think it's because I start talking. Once I start streaming, then the dogs will start getting all antsy and want attention and want to go outside. Yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh. So if you Google his name, there will be some screenshots of some Yu-Gi-Oh episodes he's worked on. So if anyone here watched the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, you know how the animation quality in Yu-Gi-Oh varies like quite a bit. Like it's almost Dragon Ball level where like it looks one way and then looks totally different, and there's clearly one that is better than the other. Any good episode, actually, there's two animators that are really good on Yu-Gi-Oh, but I think he's the best one. Talking to your brother is like, yeah, he's gonna be down in Florida for the con. I'll be there for what's it called? CEO. It's a gaming tournament. Yeah. Anyway, so like when I talk about when I talk about artwork that like really inspired me or that I was trying to emulate, all my early drawing days came from drawing Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. So I would often try and find those episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh that I really liked that had really good artwork. For example, like episode 177, like incredible artwork, right? And that's from this guy, and I didn't really know who did it up until pretty recently when I started working on the Yu-Gi-Oh piece. So indirectly or directly, this dude had a huge influence on the way I draw and the way I use, I think more specifically the way I use line art, or like, excuse me, the way I use line weight. And those like ridiculous exaggerated poses that they do in Yu-Gi-Oh, like wait, I'll take you out. Hold on. You go outside? All right, guys, give me a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, my bad about that. I just had to take care of the dogs real quick. Fuck, what were we talking about? Can't even remember. Oh yeah. So anyway, last thing somebody asked was, did this artist work on any anime? Yeah. Again, I'm not too familiar with his entire body of work. All I know is I'm familiar with his work on Yu-Gi-Oh. So it's kind of a weird thing where um the the Yu-Gi-Oh episodes that I used to use as reference, um because you know when I first started drawing, it was because of Yu-Gi-Oh, and then I was doing a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh um like custom artwork for like playmats, and you know, because I used to play competitively, like the real card game. And when I would get these commissions, I would go to certain episodes, like episode 134 and then episode 177, I think were my go-tos. Um and he was responsible for 177, which is anyway. So the way I use line weight now, and the way I like to exaggerate poses and exaggerated like perspectives, a lot of that comes from, you know, the way he did those episodes. So kind of indirectly, his artwork played a big influence on like my early like the early art stuff that I picked up. Isn't that kind of cool? Isn't that kind of weird? And then I didn't really know, like I didn't really follow up with like the artists or the animators who worked on Yu-Gi-Oh. I never really followed up on that until we started working on the Yu-Gi-Oh piece a couple of weeks ago. This weird full circle thing. Well, I hope everyone is having a good weekend or a good start to their weekend. And this will be kind of a shorter stream. We are in the artwork of his that I'm observing. I'm pulling off of this Facebook fan page, unofficial um, Facebook fan page of his. Yeah, I will be in Florida. God, I think it's in like 2 or 3 weeks. I can't remember my convention schedule. I just take it 1 week at a time. All I know is I'll be in Florida. I think Daytona Beach. I think that where it's at. I don't know. For CEO, which is it's a gaming tournament. It's like, I've been told it's basically like East Coast Evo. And I'm just like, is it like East Coast Evo in sales though? That's what I'm looking forward to. Yeah, I have Fanime coming up next week, and I'm not gonna look past that. I have to do that first, and then I'll start looking at the other cons that I have. Hey, what's going on? I was really close to going to go watch Guardians of the Galaxy 3 today. No spoilers, please. Yeah, I was really close to going, but I was like, I gotta stream. I got things I gotta take care of. I'm probably not going to be able to watch it till it comes to Disney Plus, which won't matter because I'm canceling my Disney Plus this month. So no, but I'm doing well. Just checking out a different artist's work here. He does a lot of foreshortening work that I really like. You know, on Monday we're gonna have the 24-hour fantasy study stream. Oh, geez, that's gonna be fun. Get to just hang out in the sketchbook and learn. That's what we need to do. We need to fucking learn. I feel like I've been pretty. Oh, you know what? I've been stagnant with my my knowledge, my visual library. Like that shit has been stagnant for a while, I think. But I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I've gotten better on a technical level after the Yu-Gi-Oh piece. Something about like once we finished that drawing and I got back to the sketchbook and we've been yeah, we did like we did a Shikishi board yesterday. Yeah, for I did a commission yesterday on one of these Shikishi boards. And I don't know, so it was really easy. Like it took a little bit of time to get it done, but I really like how it came out. And I don't know, I just felt it felt really smooth. I think the mileage that we earned while working on the Yu-Gi-Oh piece, I think is carrying over to our traditional art. So I'm actually feeling really strong right now with my artwork. Like it's I thought doing like a month of digital art, I thought I would be coming back all rusty. I feel like stronger. So I'm really happy about that. So since we're on the upswing, I figured, hey, if we get in on that 24-hour stream, we do some fantasy work. Oh man, oh we gonna be unstoppable. And then when I go away for cons, I'm gonna have to make sure I stay busy with the sketchbook so I don't lose it, because if you don't use it, you'll lose it. Now, when it comes to drawing hands, there is one thing that I definitely have been trying to avoid, and that's putting too much detail. What do I mean by that? When you put like excessive amounts of detail in anything, it starts to look really labored, right? So here, I'll give you an example. This goes back to that whole thing about line economy that we talked about in the past. Being able to, I'll say express, but more like showcase, communicate rather. Being able to communicate things through your line work without needing like a bunch of lines. You know what I mean? Like, God damn it, I can't think of a good example. So like, if you're drawing a hand and you're just like this, and it looks really labored because maybe it just reeks of like lack of confidence. You're just like, okay, well, I have to make sure the knuckles there, I have to make sure this is there. Right? Versus, yeah, I guess we could finish this hand and then I'll. Right? Versus if I were to draw it like this. Oops. Yeah. Um, we, we call that line economy, and that's something that we here have always. You can always get better at that. You could always trim stuff out. So like, let's say you're drawing somebody's jacket, right? Let's say you're getting to like that sleeve area of the jacket. I'm personally not a fan of doing like all that stuff, right? I enjoy the simplistic look of something more like this. You get one fold right there. That should be plenty to communicate that it's folded right there, right? Parsley. Hey, what you doing? My puppy's sitting in the corner like she's in trouble. No, she's trying to get to like my camera gear. Because you know you're not supposed to be in there. You know what I mean? Yeah, gives off more. Yeah, I know. Like that example, maybe it was a little like exaggerated, and it looks like an old person's hand. And if you are drawing like an older hand, then yeah, you're gonna put a little bit more like. But you get what my point is, right? Like being able to communicate with as few lines as possible. Um, I'm almost at a point where I don't even like to do. I don't like to use black line art for any kind of contouring at all. Like what's a good example? Okay, like let's look at the arm. Like I am not a fan of doing like all that anymore. You know what I'm talking about? I much prefer like getting a solid outline and then using colors. So like we would take the Copic markers and then so I'm at a point where I almost only use like I prefer to just use line art strictly for like the outside, like like fucking outline, and then everything else is like you contour through coloring and shading. Yeah. that a Kaiba jacket? No, Kaiba's jacket's like this. Kaiba's jacket goes like this. You know, it's crazy. In the later seasons, Kaiba's white jacket, that shit goes super hard. If you look at it during like season 2, it looks like a regular jacket. And then by season 4, it's like it's like fucking crazy by like season 4. Left One is kind of a comic. I'm not really gonna say that it's like a, you know, this is a Western comic style. This is a, you know, like it really is just up to the artist at this point. Like there's so many Western comic book artists who are influenced by anime. You know, I'm just talking about for my personal taste in like the visuals. I think having really good, strong line art, for like the outline, but you're still able to get a good shape. You know, I think maybe like maybe put like a line like right here, maybe like right there, and then everything else is all contoured through shading. Anyway, so the artist that we're looking at, Yu-Gi-Oh fashion is fucking dope. A lot of foreshortening. The really good foreshortening work that's done in Yu-Gi-Oh, which I'm heavily inspired by. And if you go look through his artwork, you can kind of see it. In the way I like to, you know, when so I think the thing that I would want to walk away from the most observing this dude's art is the way he uses hands, not just like the way he draws hands, but they're so expressive. I love 5Ds. I think it's the most, well, first off, because they're on motorcycles most of the time and they're always moving. That's just more visually interesting to look at, right? Than two people standing there. It's whatever's interesting about two duelists standing there. It's that times like 100 because they're always moving. Yeah, you know what? When people talk about 5Ds and they're like, I don't like 5Ds, other than the fact that they're on motorcycles, which is usually the biggest criticism that people give it, which if you actually sit and watch it, you'd get over that real quick. Other than the fact that they're on motorcycles, I haven't really heard a good reason as to why people don't like 5Ds. No, they're on motorcycles. I'm like, okay, but beyond that, that's not any dumber. That's not any dumber than like shutting down an entire city to have a duel tournament. Towards the end of GX, ugh, I don't blame you. GX is rough. Season 4 of GX is awesome, but we didn't get season 4 in the US. You got to go like find the sub of season 4. Yeah, 4Kids was just like fuck all this oh, fuck this duel academy. Let's get on these motorcycles. Well, if you make it to the end of GX, Jaden and Yugi do have a duel at the end. It's like it's like a weird duel. In like a pocket dimension kind of thing. It's fucking weird, but they do have a duel. He didn't officially declare an attack against Slifer. That was more of just like Jaden being like, "All right, let's go." Right? To be fair, Slifer would have went to the graveyard at the end of that turn, right? Because he was special summoned, and the rules in the anime are the gods go back to the graveyard when they're special summoned, right? So, but I mean, Yugi had 6 cards in his hand and was a fucking wrap, right? Like, is there anywhere to watch the Yu-Gi-Oh series? Crunchyroll should have it. You used to be able to watch the subbed episodes on YouTube, but that was like a different time. Oh, how things have changed. I think Netflix will have the I think Netflix and Hulu have the 4Kids version. Um I don't know about GX and 5Ds, but I know 100% that that Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, the first series, well, technically second series, the one that we all grew up with, they have the sub version of that on Crunchyroll. So I would assume they have the sub version of both GX and 5Ds on there as well. But I'm not positive. I appreciate all the good reception to the Yu-Gi-Oh piece that we've gotten today because I finally dropped it onto like Instagram and the other like main social medias. I still have to shoot my TikTok and get it on there. Um, that should take me about like an hour or 2 hours to shoot that. And looking at his artwork, the at least we're talking specifically his artwork that he does for Yu-Gi-Oh. I know he has I know he has an entire body of work of other things that he's done, right? But we're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh here. Um, it's funny like he draws the biggest eyes on his Yu-Gi-Oh characters of all the different animators that work on that series that have worked on the that series. He draws the biggest eyes, but it's like the least like you think that would automatically turn it to like kawaii looking, right? But it doesn't. I don't know how to describe it. It's just I don't know. You can tell how enamored I am with his artwork. So I will be at FanimeCon next weekend, and I am open for pre-show commissions if anyone wants to. If anyone's going, they want to get a discounted commission and then pick it up at show. I'm still open for those. Anyway, like I was saying, if there's anything I could walk away with from his artwork, it's not just how well he can draw hands, but how he utilizes them. They're so expressive. Lots of really sharp edges. What was Bakura's plan during Battle City? What was he trying to do? Was he still just trying to collect the Millennium items? Yeah, I wish I could have drawn my Yugi in my Yu-Gi-Oh drawing. I wish I was able to draw Yugi as well as he could. Damn it, even now I fucking suck. He has this really aggressive like line of action with his characters. I wish I could pull up the screenshot here, but we're on the traditional setup, so I can't show you. So he has a lot of his characters have this like that, where the head almost like it doesn't even matter like what angle or what expression he's using for his face. The head will always sit really far back. And then like I guess it's like the hips are always really far forward. You know what I'm talking about? I guess it would depend on which character, I guess. But he has that positioning on his characters a lot. It's a bad example. Bad example. Don't pay attention. I'm gonna have to be a lot more vigilant about paying attention to using hands as a means of expression. I mean, I'm pretty decent at drawing hands, but maybe it's just something that I haven't really, something I haven't, I don't know, I'm not really being mindful of. So there's something to walk away with from here. Be a lot more intentional. Intentional is the word. Be a lot more intentional with utilizing hands as a form of expression more than anything else. So hands as an intentional form of expression, but also the fucking lines of action that he uses to pose his characters is fucking ridiculous. I love it. So I could just sit here all day and just like reverse engineer um the way he has his characters stand. You know, it'd be fun. JoJo character poses, like the crazy lines of action that JoJo characters have. Do we have any boxing fans here? There's a really big lightweight fight tonight. we're not gonna stay on the boxing topic for too long because we always lose viewers when we talk about boxing. But anyway. So what I'm doing is I'm going through my favorite episode that this artist worked on. We're talking about episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! So Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode 177, that's where Yugi and Kaiba first start their duel against darts. And he worked on it, and I'm just kind of doing gesture work on Yugi and Kaiba here. Just because I just love the way that he poses his characters. What happened? Did he do monsters as well? I believe he was like the lead animator. So it's not just so much like, oh, he was good at drawing Yugi and Kaiba. I believe that he was in, again, I don't know the ins and outs of how they were doing stuff, but I believe that he was the one in charge of particular episodes. I know that he did Dark Side of Dimensions as well, which, my opinion, art style on that is actually inferior compared to what he did in Duel Monsters. What he did in the main series. But you know, it's been like 20 years and things change, people's art styles change, you know, over the course of time. So is he past his prime? You know, I've always wondered that. Is that something that could happen to artists? Can you go past your prime? Like, let's say you find a style that really fits you, that really suits you, and you're really good at it. And then as time goes on, you keep drawing and you keep learning more, and you start like, you get inspired by other things and you start changing a bit, right? And then you're just like, well, it's not really as appealing or as good as your old stuff. Like, do artists go past their prime? You know, like, is there such a thing? I mean, look at, what's his name? Works on Dragon Ball. Yamamoro, is that his name? For Dragon Ball? Then I think it's more has to do with Dragon Ball is like unfair because they don't get a lot of time to work on Dragon Ball. So if you compare his artwork from Z to what he does in Super, it's not really fair because he has like 3 days to do shit in Super versus, like, you know what I mean? Is it Toyotaro? I can't remember. Actually, a lot of them that work on Dragon Ball. Really lost their touch. But then it's kind of like they don't have a lot of time. I think it's Toyotaro, yeah. We'll give this one on the next page. They just need to have the rest of the series styled and animated in the oh, who did Broly? The Super Broly movie. God damn it. It's the name leaves me. But yeah, that's the closest to like original Dragon Ball that we've gotten. And it's like fucking amazing. And I think all Dragon Ball needs to be animated. And if not animated, it needs to be in that style. Oh my god, why can't I remember the name? Watch when you put up the name, I'm gonna kick myself. In Broly, yeah, I know they had different people working on the different parts of the different fights, which is why the style changes quite a bit. But I'm talking about just like when they're just chilling. fuck is his name? God damn it. Shintani. Oh, best we're gonna do an episode because you know how this is a new series. This is a new thing that we're gonna do on the stream, by the way. Instead of just hanging out in the sketchbook and doing like generic, ooh, we're gonna draw a bunch of hands and learn how to draw hands. We're gonna actually start going into some of the artists who I really enjoy. Most of them are anime artists, which funny enough. So you see how this one is observing the artwork of, you know, this dude. We're gonna be doing a lot of these where we're gonna observe the artwork of a bunch of different artists that I like. And Shintani, bet your ass we're gonna do an episode on Shintani. Shingo Araki. Shingo. Yeah, I like that shit. Like the artist you just put. I like that shit a lot. Like it might be because that's kind of like what I grew up with. You know what I mean? But I love that shit. Yeah, so that what Shintani had going on in that Broly movie with just like the character design, it's just like a refined version of original Dragon Ball. Like if you ever go look at like, you know, OG series, or if you look at the original series of Dragon Ball, like that Broly, it's just the artwork in Broly is just like if you put a bunch of money into that original Dragon Ball style. Like it's just I think it's perfect. I think it's like it's not overly muscled. You know, you know, Z, like they started getting really crazy with the muscles, right? And they just pushed it so far. And that's kind of cool, but I think the characters are more interesting to look at when they're not overly muscled. Let's try and come up with our own poses kind of inspired by the general this line of action right here that's on all his characters. Like that exaggerated. And maybe this like excessive pose only works because of the clothes that they're wearing in Yu-Gi-Oh. Maybe it doesn't work if you're wearing like normal people clothes, you know what I mean? Like all right, so let's try and do some off the dome without any references and see if we can kind of capture that energy. Oh, okay, we already fucked it up. Oh, you ever watched a clip from YouTube, Shonen Jump? I think I have. That sounds super familiar. I want to say yes, I've seen that. I think I saw it on Facebook a long time ago. You remember Facebook? God damn it. Hold on. I need to check something. Okay. And you're like, hey, thank you, I appreciate that follow. Yeah, so what we're doing is normally we hang out in the sketchbook and we just do some, you know, random practices, but today we're actually specifically looking at the artwork of an artist who I really like, and more specifically his artwork, the work that he did on Yu-Gi-Oh. Fucking love it. So what we're doing is just looking at different shots from episodes that he's worked on, but oh, come on. Yeah, so we're looking at just different shots that he's worked on, or different shots from the episodes that he's worked on, and we're just kind of observing different things about it. So like one thing that I've already really determined, I was like, what do I like about his work so much? And one of them is his use of hands for expression, and he's really good at it. And so that's something that I would like to really practice and carry into my own artwork. And there's a lot of, he does a lot of foreshortening work. There's a lot of like exaggerated hand movements really close to the screen. Yeah, so that's specifically what we're looking at today. And then we actually have a 20 on Monday. We're going to be doing a 24-hour art study stream on fantasy creatures, fantasy armor. Well, the fantasy genre in general. That's a topic like that I really need to practice. So we'll be doing a 24-hour stream on various things in the fantasy genre. It's like I'm good at drawing hands. Like I can draw hands on like a technical level, right? But to utilize them for like expression, it's something that I've kind of like maybe not really thought about too much. Like it's something I'm not very vigilant about when I draw. So it's something I definitely am going to start paying more attention to. Since I've already spent all this time learning how to draw hands and I'm pretty good at it, I may as well utilize that, right? Like if I could already draw hands, fucking we should just take it to the next level and start using them as like a really good tool for expression, you know. So anyway, that's what we're looking at today. Just the way he uses different things that I want to be able to do. But right now, I'm just looking at the different. We're looking at screenshots again from his work from Yu-Gi-Oh, and we're just kind of doing gesture work on it. So we're kind of reverse engineering, like the line of action and stuff like that. I don't know if there are any boxing fans in here, but you can quote me right now. I think Lomachenko is going to knock out Devin Haney. That's it. You don't need to. If you're not a boxing fan, you don't need to pay attention to what I just said. But if you're a boxing fan, I said it. I done said it. Have you noticed anything about body posture in Yu-Gi-Oh? Yeah, we have. Specifically, like I said, we are reverse engineering some of the gesture work, specifically that the artist who we're observing today, the way he's positioning his characters. He does a lot of this. We've already observed that he uses this line of action a lot, where he puts the hips forward a lot. And again, we were thinking maybe this kind of posing only works with like the outfits that the Yu-Gi-Oh characters wear, because like because you know, like with Kaiba, he has you know, he has like this thing going on with his outfit, right? So again, so I don't know if this like level of exaggeration in the posing will work like on everything, but we have noticed that he does put the hips forward a lot, like excessively so. It looks good though. So for anyone who's maybe new here, for the past 4 weeks we were working on a big Yu-Gi-Oh drawing, and I'll drop a link to the in the chat right there. I'm not trying to like plug and sell you anything, but like if you want to see the Yu-Gi-Oh drawing that we were working on for the past like 4 weeks here on stream, you can just click on that link and take a look at it. I'm really happy with how it turned out. What animes do I watch? I am behind on all of my anime and TV shows in general. But the reason I'm so like into Yu-Gi-Oh right now is because like Yu-Gi-Oh is the reason I started drawing just in general. And just working on that Yu-Gi-Oh piece kind of just refired that section of my brain, because I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh like competitively, and working on that piece like really refired that part of my brain that I put away because I was like addicted to the game, right? So that's kind of why we're on this like Yu-Gi-Oh binge right now. Um, but what anime do I watch right now? I'm so fucking behind on everything. I don't have time. No, the hips emphasize the hands. Well, yeah, he uses the hands very very like what's more, the hands, I think he uses them more so than like the expressions on the face to to get emotion across. And it's fucking like glorious. So and since I'm already good at drawing hands, I'm like, all right, look, I just need to kind of pay attention to how he's doing it, and then I can start utilizing that in my work, and then maybe my stuff will be as like visually interesting as his, one day. Like a really, like my left trap is like super tight right now. My body's been like really going through it since we finished working on that Yu-Gi-Oh piece. All right, so the general pose that he has for his character, it's this. If you watch One Piece, have you ever made a Zoro drawing? No, I don't. Yeah, I never got into One Piece because it was like too deep, like it was too far in. By the time I like had an interest in it, and I was just like, ah, it's just like too far. Like I'm too far behind. Hmm. That's nice. I don't know how to close this. I don't know how to close this fucking little thing. There you go. I got rid of them. No, like, well, I mean, like it was too many seasons, too many episodes, like deep into the series. By the time I started gaining an interest in it when they had already, it was like post time jump already, and I was just like, yeah, I'm good. I was like, I'm good. It's like too far for me. A groggy puppy. What's up? Yeah. So again, we weren't gonna do like a massive deep dive into this artist, right? But I think after actively observing um, his stuff, there are a few things that I am going to walk away with that I will start implementing in my own work. And that is his use of hands for expression. I'm good at hands already. I'm good at perspective and foreshortening. I'm good at, you know, basically I have all the tools and my skill set necessary to kind of execute on what he does. So uh, I will make a point to try and utilize hands more as like an expressive tool than I normally do. Um, and I like the gesture, like the line of action that he puts on all his characters. I'm a big fan of that. So I think if I'm gonna walk away with anything from this artist, like just observing his stuff today, is I'll start utilizing those two things. And yeah. But this was just going to be a short one. I appreciate everyone for hanging out. It was a lot of fun. I need to go stretch or something because my right side is off. My whole body has been fucked up since we worked on the Yu-Gi-Oh piece. So thank you for hanging out. We're going to come back tomorrow and continue observing this dude's work. And I think tomorrow we're not going to observe his artwork so much as reference as much as we're going to take what we kind of, again, observed or learned today, and we'll start doing some freestyles tomorrow and see what we can come up with, you know? You're talking about that face? The Joey face? That's just a gag that he does. But yeah, no, I didn't bother looking into that. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate all the follows we got today, and it was fun to ban 2 people. It's been a long time since I've been able to use my ban ability. So, all right, I'll see y'all tomorrow, okay? And if you're not part of the Discord, here's a link to it. And I'll drop into the Discord what time we're going to go live tomorrow, all right? So, again, tomorrow will be another short one because on Monday we're going to have the 24-hour fantasy art study stream. So that one will be a lot of fun. I really look forward to that one. I already know what we're going to study. Armor, creature, and weapons, mainly. But, yeah, I'll see you guys.